For the melanated people out there, let me tell you this. The last name that you have, if it's not African related, you need to change it. You need to change it right now. If you're a melanated person, whether you light skin, medium tone, dark skin, you were originally supposed to have African last names. Your last names that such as like Loader, Moss Williams, Savage, Randle, Howard. You was not supposed to have those names. Slavery gave melanated people last names like Savage and all of these Norwegian, French names that came from Caucasian slave owners, bro. Like, melanated people are not supposed to have like any names that's not connected to their ethnicities. You don't see a bunch of Asian people having Caucasian European names. And the thing is, if you learned about the Asian people, when Asian people came over to United Kingdom and came over to North America when they was doing, job opportunities back in the 1960s, a lot of the slave masters, they try to get Asian people to change their Asian names to be more European like, and the Asians refuse. But the melanated people, on the other hand, these Africans, a lot of these African melanated people, they refuse to, they refuse to like fight for their African heritage. So that's why you see a lot of melanated people in United Kingdom and North America and Canada having names like Jeffrey, Thomas, having names like that's more considered like French and all Norwegian and Finnish and all this other Caucasian ethnicity names that's not even meant for melanated people. So if you a melanated person, you got a last name like Randle, Davis, Williams. You got a last name like Glenn. You got a last name like Jackson or Savage or Loader or Dorsey or Irvin. You need to change it. You need to go legally change those names right now. Because melanated people was originally supposed to have names like Okafor, Ogunyemi, ayodele. Like a name like Usain Bolt that makes sense. The name Bolt connects with a melanated person. Like Usain is a melanated name. Bolt is a melanated name. So like people that look at my ethnicity, right? People that look at my skin color, I look like a person named Okafor. I look like a person named Oyushi or Ogunyemi or something like that. I don't look like no damn Thomas. I don't look like no damn Freddie. I don't look like no damn French. So like, a lot of melanated people in North America, they be confused. Melanated people in UK be confused. Melanated people in Canada be confused. Melanated people in Italy and melanated people in Switzerland, they be confused. They really think that they're European over in those places. Like melanated people names like Udeze, which is spelled Udeze. That's an African name. The name Okafor, the name Ogunyemi, the name Ogunyami, the name Koboyami. Those are African names fit for melanated people. So like, if you ask any person right now, based on my own skin color, hair type, any name that comes to mind to them is going to be an African name. It's going to be an African name. It's not going to be anything that deals with the Caucasians or any other ethnicity. Because, like, come on, man. Do I look like a person with the last name Mobley or Manny? No, the fuck I don't. I don't look like any of those ethnicities. Like, I don't look like a person with the last name, Brady, because it's not my ethnicity. I'm not Caucasian. Like, cause if you're melanated, you're supposed to have a name, a last name that fits your ethnicity. Like the Middle East people, when they came over to North America and UK and Canada, the government systems wanted Middle East people to change their Middle East names, and the Middle East people refused. The same way the Asians refused to change their Asian name, and rightfully so, because it would not look right for a Middle East person or an Asian person to have a European name. It doesn't fit them. So when you think of melanated people, aka Africans, we supposed to have names that's connected to elements of the earth. Usain, his last name is Bolt. He has the name he was meant to have. You know, there was an NBA player named Okafor. He was meant to have that name. What's another name? What's other African names? Like there's this guy that played for the 49ers. His name is like Brandon. I think it's Brandon Unica or something like that. Or Brandon, I think it was like Brandon, like his last name starts with an A. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he has the name it was meant to have. So you just gotta really think about this. Like anybody to look at my ethnicity, my skin color. Like I look like a person that would have a name of a Ghanaian person or a Nigerian or, a Mozambican person, a Botswanan person, a Zambian person, a person like Angolan. I was supposed to have I look like a person that would have the names of any African nationality because it makes sense. It fits my ethnicity. You don't see no Latin person having European names. Every Latin person got a name like Lopez, Garcia, Morales, Berea, Sanchez. It fits their ethnicity. So like when we talk about these melanated people, these Africans, which is what I am, I was meant to have an African name. like so like I'm telling a lot of melanated African people and Caribbeans, if you have a Caucasian last name or any name that does not fit your ethnicity, and you find out that your last name came from a slave owner, you need to legally change it. You need to legally change it, man. That's the best thing I could tell you. Because that's the only way melanated people is actually going to be respected by the whole earth. Because melanated people, these Africans in North America and in UK and Canada, these the only melanated people that don't have African names. These are the only ones, man. They be having names like Jeffrey, Thomas, Ashley. They have names that's like very Caucasian like, man. So it's like, I'm not fucking with it. I ain't rocking with it. I can't rock with that shit. So like for you melanated people, man, if you got a slave owner last name that's connected to the Caucasians, especially these vulgar ass, vicious ass French people, yeah, change your last name to an African last name and claim your birthright as an African. That's all I'm gonna say.